much fear, too much hate. So I drifted from my faith out of high school. I questioned names that I could not see. That's when they told my dad that we weren't welcome back, and they were gonna be praying for me. He said, son, the road, it ain't easy. It's all just a series of mistakes. You gotta learn how to take the bruises with the breaks, the love with the heartaches, the crooked with the straight. So I wandered through my 20s uninspired. I got an education at the end of the bar, and I traded in my youth for 3 chords and the truth and the ring of an electric guitar. And we made all these plans. We were gonna take a stand, set out and rise above the noise. But after all those shows we played, their fight began to fade. And as they walked away, I heard my father's voice. He said, son, the road, it ain't easy. It's all just a series of mistakes. You gotta learn how to take the bruises with the breaks, the love with the heartaches, the crooked with the straight. He said, son, the road, it ain't easy. It's all just a series of mistakes. And son, you might not believe me, but I promise you one of these days that you're gonna learn how to take the bruises with the breaks, the love with the heartaches, the crooked with the straight, the crooked with the straight.
As this first song I played before you kind of spilled the beans, but I've been sober for 4.5 years now. I guess everybody else has been sober for at least an hour. Welcome to my world. That's the first thing our merch guy Pigs is on tour with us. It's me and my wife, my daughter, and Pigs. So I like to say me and my wife and both of my children. But Pigs is, he loves Budweiser. He was like, what am I supposed to do? I was like, well, you have 3 hours. Like, how am I supposed to listen to your sad songs without any beer? And I was like, everybody else has got to do it. So thank y'all so much for being here. This is super special. As soon as we booked this, I started counting the days. I was like, man, this is going to be different. I knew it was going to be. I'm still trying to acclimate because I'm very, very comfortable on stage at Rock and Roll Club. I don't have this like kind of underlying fear that the roof is going to cave in as soon as I say something. Like I'm having to skip ahead in my conversation like 3 or 4 words just to edit myself and drive. There's 2 words I'm trying my darndest not to say. I'm trying to keep it like if you can hear a cuss word on the radio, I can say it in church. There's 2 words I cannot say in church. Or else my mother, if she ever found out about it, would slap the taste out of my mouth. So I'm doing my best. So y'all pray for me. This next song I'm play has to do with my sobriety as well. I got sober August 31st, 2014 at the Magnolia Motor Lounge in Fort Worth, Texas. Not many people get sober there. It's the opposite. But after a very raucous show, I was intoxicated highly. I walked to the bar about 11:55. I did a triple shot of Jameson and I stood on the bar and announced to everyone, "I'm never drinking again." Stuck with it. Turns out that was that's one way to do it, I guess. But I put a record out in 2015 called Wolves, and before we recorded Wolves, I was still drinking. But I wasn't one of those in denial addicts, but I wasn't a reformed addict. I fully realized that I had a problem, and I fully realized that I was doing damage to myself and other people that I cared about. And so, but I just didn't know how to stop. I didn't know how to fix it yet. So I wrote this record. You can hear it throughout Wolves. It hints at this desire to be sober, but I wasn't sober yet. So I wrote all these verses comparing my addiction to a pack of animals that were ripping me apart from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed every night. I wrote verse after verse about this animalistic addiction, but I couldn't write a chorus. It was impossible. I found out that it was extremely difficult to write a catchy, sing-along, hooky chorus about sobriety. It doesn't exist. Name one. There's plenty of songs about cold beer, dirt road, pretty girls, pickup trucks, blue jeans. Turn on the radio, you can hear all these anthems about Friday night. But there's not one single song about having a glass of water and being responsible and maintaining friendships and relationships. They don't exist. So after a couple of weeks of trying very hard to write this sober anthem, I gave up. I did the next best thing. I did what any kid from the state of North Carolina would do. I made an obscure ACC basketball reference right in the middle of the chorus. To explain to you what that reference is, I went to North Carolina State University, home of the Wolfpack. We are horribly mediocre at everything we have ever attempted in the athletic arena. Yet, we remain the most delusional fan base of all time. We are the people that you hate talking sports with because we don't operate in the same rational universe that you do. We always think that next year is the year. I have a tattoo on my arm, it's Mr. Wolf, and it just says, wait till next year. Because without fail, inevitably, I will be in the middle of a season pulling for a team that is ranked, that has, everybody starts mentioning as a contender. And without fail, sometime in the middle of the season, they will collapse, it will fall apart. I don't know, like maybe this year, the basketball team might have been ranked 22 in the country, and then put up 24 points in an entire basketball game. Not saying that happened. Might. But at that exact moment of the season, I look down at my arm and I say, next year we got a bunch of seniors coming back, recruiting class looking good. Next year's our year, we're going for it. But in 2003, I was a freshman in college. This is the spring semester of 2003. I was wide-eyed. I didn't know that NC State just created ways to let you down every week. I just thought that they were supposed to be pretty good. So I went to a basketball game. We were number 17 in the country. We had to play the number 1 team in the country, which is the Duke Blue Devils. We were a 17-point underdog at home. There's no way we should have beat this team. But by some miraculous feat, we did. And it was largely in part to a 6'6" shooting guard from Harlem, New York, number 24, consensus 5-star All-American, Mr. Julius Hodge. Julius Hodge had the game of his life against the number 1 team in the country. He had a 37-point game, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. It's a monster. And as soon as we won the game, we all rushed the floor, and ESPN runs up to Julius Hodge, who was a 19-year-old sophomore, and says, "Julius Hodge, how does it feel to beat the number 1 team in the country?" This is something you should never do to a 19-year-old kid after they just beat the number 1 team in the country. Put a microphone in his face. He hadn't gathered himself yet. He was still riding high on the adrenaline that had pushed him through that 40-minute game. But he has the nation's ear. This is on ESPN, 9 p.m., prime time. The entire country just watched the number 1 team fall in Raleigh. He could say something so profound that it puts us back on the national radar, puts us back into the national consciousness. So he takes a moment and he opens his mouth. And he says, "When we hungry, we eat." And that's all he said. And he then ran to the locker room. You can YouTube Julius Hodge, Hungry We Eat, because it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. But the best part is the last 20 seconds of that video, because the camera goes back to the ESPN analyst who is standing there dumbfounded. Well, there you have it, Tom. Julius Hodge, when he's hungry, eats. Back to you guys in the studio. So I decided that I was going to take that, I was going to twist it, I was going to make it fit my narrative about sobriety and looking for a way out. So I did. I wrote a song about it. I finally finished that song I've been working on for weeks. And then I realized it would be very unfair for me to release this song out to the public without getting Julius Hodge's approval. So I did what anybody would do when you're trying to get in touch with a professional athlete. I sent him a Twitter message. In retrospect, that is not the best thing to do. I just sent him a message and said, "Hey Julius, I wrote a song about you. BJ, send." And my wife said, "That is the creepiest thing you've ever done." I said, "No, it's not. It's a salutation. It's his name. It's a declarative sentence. I signed it. Pretty straightforward." She said, "Let me read that back to you in the creepy voice." "Hey Julius, I wrote a song about you. BJ." And I was like, "Yeah, that's extremely creepy. Immediately regret sending that." But luckily, he only kept me in suspense for about 5 minutes. He responded. And he responded with one sentence, but it was one sentence that let me know he approved of it. He liked the song. But he said it in only a way that Julius Hodge could say something. He just said, "That song's fire, son." But he didn't use the word fire, he just used 3 flame emojis. And that's how I knew he really, really, really approved of the song. And so this is a song I wrote about NC State basketball and substance abuse. And if you follow one close enough, you can understand why there's a direct correlation.